goals, and I've done a Q&A session tonight, so I'm a little bit late on, but I really want to share this with you. It's really important, and I know that it's probably frustrating the life out of so many of you. There have been so many changes to social media in the last month alone, actually, never mind all of the time, but keeping up with the algorithm is like, I don't know, walking through mud. So I want to share these with you so that you guys are aware, especially if you have businesses that you predominantly use social media in order to promote, then this is going to be really important information for you. So I want to share some changes that have been happening recently. Now, you probably already know that the algorithm is wild, but you might not know just how wild it is. And so I'm going to share it with you. But your organic reach on Facebook and Instagram will probably make you feel sick, because when you consider how much time, effort, and energy, and potentially money that you put into building up your social media, if you think of the amount of times that you have sat behind a screen or a device and you've tried to think of the post, right? How long does it take you? Does it take you ages? And you really put thought into it. You really want it to be something great, and then you just get kind of tumbleweeds. And nothing really comes off the back of it, all that time, effort, and energy. And you think it's your fault. You're like, it must be my fault. I must be doing it wrong. And so you sign up to the class of, I'll just show up consistently. I'll keep doing this. I'll be persistent with it. I'll keep going, and eventually it'll happen. But how long have you been doing it now and it hasn't happened? Your audience isn't growing, and you're probably looking at your follower count, which is the wrong thing to look at. But you don't really know any different, because that's what you see online. But I want to share this with you. Facebook organic reach, which is the amount of people that will see a post that you post, is 2.6%. So let's put this in numbers so it's easy for everyone to understand that if you have a following of 1,500 people, only 39 people will actually see your post. Just see it. Doesn't that make the time it takes you to create content absolutely pointless, right? On Instagram, it's slightly better. It's 4%. So if you've got 1,500 followers on Instagram, maybe 60 people will see your post. If you're on LinkedIn, it's dire. It's 0.41%. That's a different channel, and it does work differently. But 0.41% of 1,500 followers is 6 people. So if you're sat there wondering, oh my God, it must be my content, or it must be that I'm doing something seriously wrong, it's not you. It's these social media algorithms that change so often. But one thing that stays consistent is the reach is absolutely flaming terrible. On TikTok, it's better, but TikTok, I would say, is good for specific kinds of businesses, particularly product-based businesses, really good for that. If you're an influencer, different. But they have 17%. So about 255 people, that would be out of 1,500 following. So yeah, that's good. But it depends what you're trying to do. Right? And only relying on social media for audience growth, only thinking about growing your followers, is absolutely not a safe way to build a business, to grow your audience, and to convert that audience into daily sales. It's just not something that's good enough to rely on. So the algorithm is wild. By the way, if you do low spend Facebook ads and social media ads, could be on Instagram or whatever, it does dramatically increase. So for example, if 39 people were going to be naturally, organically seeing your stuff, if you did £5 a day on a Facebook ad, even if this is not a sponsored post, like a boosted post, by the way, no, I'm talking about ads, different. If you were going to do that, then that would rise it to 415 people on average, right? This is just average numbers. But Facebook, Instagram, all of these channels, they want us to be paying for ads. So they have dramatically reduced the amount of organic visibility that any of us get. So yeah, it's going to make it much harder to grow your audience, to convert that audience to sales, if we're doing it all completely organically, or we're only using social media in which to do it. Another change that's recently happened, and I don't know if you guys have seen it, I actually thought this was just Facebook. Then I just did a live and it told me that Instagram is going to be the same. So Facebook Lives or Instagram lives are only going to stay on your profile for 30 days and then they will completely disappear. So I'm going to the effort now of coming to you live and sharing this good and valuable information. And in 30 days time, no one will ever be able to find this live again. I'll never be able to send an email and say, go and watch this about the social media algorithms, even though I've taken the time to create it. What is the answer for this, though? I'm going to share that with you. I'm going to share it. There's also things like links in your stories. So if you're selling things, if you're trying to maybe grow your email list and you're putting links on there to free resources, or you're putting links on there to go and buy a product, influencers has massively changed things for them. This is why they've had to adapt a lot quicker. But if you're going to be wanting to put links in your stories to direct people to different things, you can try this today and see the difference tomorrow. Like if you put a link on your stories, let's say you on average get, I don't know, let's say you get 1,000 story views. As soon as you put a link into your stories, that will drop down to like 250 views the next day. You're sat there thinking, I don't get it. People don't want what I'm offering. And it's not that the people don't want what you're offering, it's that the social media channels don't want you to divert people away from that social media channel through a link, right? So if you put a link in there that directs somebody through to your opt-in page or directs somebody through to your website to purchase something from you, that social media channel does not want you to take people off their platform. Their whole goal is to keep people on their platforms for longer. And so they're going to massively reduce the amount of people that see it. So if you're using stories to sell and you're putting links in, then that's going to be a problem as well. There are ways to go around this. For example, the lives. Start looking for ways that you can create legacy content. So legacy content is stuff that just stays around for longer, basically. I have a lot of students who are creating more legacy content. These might be podcasts. They could be blogs. They can be YouTube videos. YouTube is a search engine. So if you're typing in there, how to grow your audience, and I'm creating a load of videos, how to grow your audience on Facebook, how to grow your audience on Instagram, how to grow your audience through an email list, how to grow your audience, this, that, and the other. When people are going on and searching that, whether they're searching it today or whether they're searching it in 10 years time, as long as those keywords are good, it's going to keep coming up. And in that description could be a link to a short course, could be a link to a free resource of mine. It's going to keep working for me even when I'm not working. So it's more like legacy content stuff. Social media, most people are fed up with it. Most people, and tell me in the comments how you feel about it. It is a minefield. It changes all the time. Always to suit the companies, obviously, never making anything easier for us. But if you're struggling to keep up with it, if you feel like I don't want to be hanging out on these platforms all of the time, especially now that if you are hanging out on them, you are producing content, they're only going to give you a shelf life anyway, and you want to find different ways, then I'm going to be sharing a different way to grow your audience and to make daily sales. This is something that I have been using, and I can honestly say the first 7 years of my business, I never built an email list at all, didn't collect one. And then when I figured it out, then I was like, okay, well, what do I send to my email list? You know, how do I nurture them? How do I turn those people into sales? They were just there, just sat there collecting dust for ages because I just didn't know what to do. I am hosting a 4-day challenge. And in that 4-day challenge, I am going to be taking you step by step on how to grow your audience and make daily sales in a way that is sustainable. In a way that you'll never have to burn out on social media, in a way that you think right now, I flipping hate creating content. Hands up, that was me too. You are going to love it. You are going to grow to love it. And it has become my favorite part, actually, of my business activities. I absolutely love doing it this way because I have a strategy. I have a system, which means a step-by-step that makes this easy, and it brings results. So I sent, let me just say, I put out a piece of content that brought me back in £4,588 in a day. And I remember thinking, what the hell? This is crazy. So of course I was like, maybe it's a fluke. So I tried it again. And the amounts varied, right? But I'm like, this is nuts. And that's when I started working around, okay, there are 4 main strategies that we all need in our business to grow. Content creation in a simple and fun way that doesn't take up so much of your time sat behind a device thinking what to post. Audience growth, so that your audience is growing even when you're not anywhere, right? You're sat with the family, you're doing the school run, you're at a spa day. Said no mum ever. You're doing whatever it is that you're doing and your audience is growing. Then we can show you a way to convert that audience into daily sales. Now that, to me, is something worth taking the time to learn. So you've got content creation, audience growth, daily sales, and live launching. These are the 4 strategies that you need in a business to actually build a freedom-based business. We talk about your business giving you freedom. It does not feel free when you're sat on the other end of a device trying to think of a good post, and then you post it and it's tumbleweeds and you get no results back from it. You're not making daily sales, and your other half's like, you said this business is going to work. You said you're always scrolling on your phone or whatever, and I don't see any results coming in. And you're like, I want to argue with you, but I don't really know what to say. You're kind of right. And it's not your fault. It's just that right now you don't have the strategies in place in your business, and you don't have the systems so that those strategies can like work with you kind of just spinning plates. But I'm going to teach you that in my 4-day challenge. It's going to start on the 24th of March. It's called the Grow and Sell Online Challenge. You can comment growth in the comments and you'll automatically get sent a DM with the link. You've got to click on that link, give me your email address, and I'll then just send you a reminder so that you show up and you join the Facebook group and you can come in. And I'm going to be really in that challenge with you. It's going to be just a short training in the morning every day with a really short task. But then I'm going to hop on in the evening. I'm going to do a live Q&A with you guys. I'm going to answer any questions around that task. So I know that taking action and always being able to keep moving forward, not getting stuck, this is the key to making progress. And I'm going to be in there helping you with this. I'm going to give you feedback on your stuff. It's going to be epic. There's going to be lots of prizes, lots of fun as well. So if you want to learn how to grow your audience, how to overcome this algorithm at like nonsense, and to build your business in a way that finally feels good, then you want to be in that challenge. You want to be in. I'm not letting people into the Facebook group until a few days before it starts. So don't worry, you probably haven't done anything wrong. I've had a couple of emails today saying I've joined, but I don't have access to the Facebook group. I'm going to be hosting it in what is currently like my free group. But I won't let anybody in now until we get started on the challenge. So if you comment growth, you should get a DM, depending where you're watching. And it'll give you the link to join that challenge. So come and join us. I'm excited to share this stuff. I don't see it being shared anywhere, to be honest. And so I know it'll make a massive difference to you. If you show up in the challenge, you engage with us, chance to win prizes too. I mean, we're making it fun, right? You're really going to see what it takes to build that business that you probably set out to build initially, right? The business that gives you freedom and all that stuff, when really you just had a whole heap of frustration. So I'm going to help you with that. At the end of the 4 days, you're going to feel so clear, so structured and organized, and know exactly what your next steps are going to be. So hopefully I'll see you in the challenge. I'm going off now for some more puppy snuggles. Check out my stories. I'll show the little fella on there. He's called Ace. He's super cute. Archie's obsessed with him. We struggled to get him to bed tonight because of the cuteness of the puppy. So I'm going for my snuggles because I'm going to look in when Archie's around. All right. Have a great rest of your evening. Catch you guys tomorrow. Good night.